Caitlin wasn't merely a player. She was a phenomenon, a cultural spark that turned empty seats into sold-out arenas and casual spectators into loyal fans. Every time she laced up, the world watched. From Iowa to Indiana, she carried women's basketball on her back, transforming it into something electric, something people planned their nights around. Her charisma, her fire, and her relentless competitiveness elevated the league to heights it had never seen. But with her sidelined, that light dimmed almost overnight. The WNBA didn't just lose its brightest star, it lost its identity. What made this fall even more devastating was how it all unfolded. The vague press conferences, the carefully worded statements, the forced optimism that everything was fine. But fans could see it in Coach Stephanie White's strained expressions and hear it in her tone. Something was wrong and everyone knew it. The league that had built its future on Caitlin's shoulders refused to be transparent about her condition, dragging out the inevitable announcement in what felt like a desperate attempt to keep fans tuned in. And when the truth finally broke, that she'd be out for the season, the damage was already done. The trust was gone. Without Caitlin, the Fever weren't just struggling. They were invisible. The spark that made every game must-watch television vanished. The offense slowed, the energy faded, and suddenly, the entire league felt lifeless. Even sports giants like Jason Whitlock and Colin Cowherd admitted it. Caitlin Clark was the WNBA. She was the reason national radio shows led with women's basketball stories for the first time in history. She was the reason arenas that once sat half empty now echoed with the sound of sellout crowds. And now she was gone. The league had a golden window, a once-in-a-lifetime chance to cement itself in mainstream culture, and it fumbled it. The way her injury was revealed, suspiciously timed right before the NFL season, made fans feel manipulated. It was as if the league wanted to bury the story before it could make headlines, hoping no one would notice the silence that followed. But fans did. They always do. And the betrayal stung deeper than any loss on the court. Inside the Fever locker room, the story was even darker. This wasn't just about basketball anymore. It was about survival. Nearly half the starting lineup had battled injuries. Caitlin played through pain that would have sidelined most. Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull fought through bruises and exhaustion just to keep the team afloat. Every night was a war, every arena a battlefield. And with every game, it became clearer that Caitlin wasn't just being guarded, she was being targeted. The hits got harder. The fouls got rougher. And the whistles. They went silent. Opponents elbowed, shoved, and blindsided her while referees stood by. The Kennedy Carter incident against the Chicago Sky wasn't just a foul, it was an assault in plain sight. The viral clip of Caitlin getting leveled and the refs shrugging it off became the symbol of everything wrong with the league. Millions saw it. NBA stars reacted, yet the WNBA said nothing. The silence wasn't just negligent, it was complicit. The message was clear. Caitlin Clark was fair game. But instead of breaking her, the constant abuse built her legend. Every time she hit the floor, the crowd grew louder. Every ignored foul became a rallying cry. Fans weren't just watching basketball anymore, they were witnessing a movement. The demand for tickets exploded. Opposing teams moved games to larger venues just to fit the fans. Her jersey sales shattered records. The WNBA didn't realize it yet, but in failing to protect her, they'd made her untouchable. Caitlin wasn't just a player now, she was the story. Meanwhile, the media added fuel to the fire. Instead of celebrating her accomplishments, many turned against her. They questioned her defense, mocked her fame, and labeled her overhyped. Sports talk shows became battlegrounds for bitterness and envy. While male legends like Steph Curry, LeBron James, and Kevin Durant defended her, the WNBA's own ecosystem seemed to resent her success. Every dismissive headline, every backhanded comment reinforced one truth. The league was struggling to handle the very fame it had begged for. When Angel Reese entered the picture, the rivalry became theater. Every bump, every glare became a trending topic. And while fans loved the drama, it exposed something darker, the league's dependence on chaos to stay relevant. What should have been about skill and progress became about controversy and division. By the season's end, Caitlin Clark wasn't just the face of the WNBA, she was the WNBA. Every viral highlight, every sold-out game, every conversation revolved around her. But the irony was painful. The same league that had built its resurgence on her name had failed to protect her body and her reputation. And now, with her sidelined, the WNBA faces a truth it can't spin away. Its brightest light may have burned too fast for the system built to contain it. Caitlin Clark's absence isn't just a setback, it's a reckoning. Without her, the WNBA is forced to confront what it really is and what it failed to become. She didn't just bring fans, she brought faith, belief, and legitimacy. And in mishandling her, the league has risked losing all three. Because when one player's influence outweighs the organization meant to support her, that's not a success story. It's a cautionary tale. Now, as the lights dim and the season closes, one question remains. Did the WNBA build a star? Or did it accidentally create a force too big to control? Because Caitlin Clark didn't just play the game, she changed it. And in doing so, she exposed everything that was broken within it. The WNBA's biggest victory became its greatest failure, and now, fans everywhere are left wondering, what happens next? Does the league rebuild, or does it crumble under the weight of its own mistakes? One thing is certain, without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA isn't just missing a player. It's missing its pulse. If you've been following this story, I want to hear your thoughts. Did the league fail its superstar, or was this always inevitable? Should Caitlin Clark return to the WNBA, or take her talent somewhere she'll truly be valued? Let's talk about it in the comments below.